Hello, this is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com, and today we're going to speak about a magazine pouch from extracarry.com. So there are definitely a few options on the market in regards to being able to carry spare magazines with your EDC setup. A few of them have different specific designs that are unique to them. I got reached out to by extracarry.com and they wanted me to check out their specific design because they felt like it had a lot of very unique options on the market that weren't really available with other brands. So what I have right here is 3 different options from extracarry.com. We have a magazine carry pouch for the Glock 26 size, a magazine pouch for the Glock 17 size, and then a universal option one that you're able to modify and adjust sizing based on your specific need. Now, before we get a little too deep into this, I would like to explain maybe the best way to be able to order which option, because there's a little bit more of a unique way of how to order this sizing for this the specific option that you might want. So the Glock Setup, the Glock magazines are usually universally compatible, unless you're going with something like the Glock 42, the Glock 43, the Glock 48. Those are going to be obviously single stack magazines, but for the standard double stack magazines, they're very universally adjustable and configurable to other Glock size. So if you're looking for a deep carry option, which means you have a small gun and a small magazine and you want to be able to carry it as discreetly as possible, then you want to get the sizing for the Glock 26. So this is one for the Glock 26, and you can see that there's a spacing on top for how much is going to be visibly seen in your pant pocket. Now, if you have something that you want to maybe be able to draw faster from, then you could get something like the Glock 17 holder, but use a Glock 26 magazine, and that'll make it a deep carry option. So you'll have a lot more spacing on the top over here for where the magazine is going to end up being shown, if that makes sense. So right now, this is a Glock 17 magazine in a Glock 17 carrier. If I were to put, well, let's just do it again. You can see how much spacing there is right over there from where the top of your pant pocket is going to be to where the magazine is visible. If I'm going to put a Glock 19 magazine in there, you could see how now obviously that space got larger, and if you were to put a Glock 26 magazine, it obviously would be even shorter and even more spacing on the top than that. So don't order it based on what the website is recommending is the sizing of the magazine. Order it based on the kind of concealability or quick speed access you want to that magazine. So right now I'm using the Glock 19 in the Glock 17 carrier, and this is something that's a very great option for moderate concealability and still being able to have access to the gun. So what's a good, what are some features about this that make this unique, unlike other available options on the market? So one of the things that they mentioned is that the bottom is an enclosed design. So he said that based on studies and research they've done with people who carry magazines in their pocket, the tip of the magazine could get filled with lint or other dirt or things that might fall into your pocket, and it could cause a problem with feeding with the ammunition because of things that get into the magazine. I personally haven't had that issue simply because this is not my preferred way of being able to carry a spare magazine, but they took that into consideration based on feedback that they've received, and they made the bottom enclosed so nothing would be able to interfere with what touches the actual bullets. It stays in place. Another thing is that if the bottom is an open design, a problem that could come up is the bullet getting touched or pushed around, which means when you go in for a draw, the bullet might be protruding a little bit more than you're used to. Unless you've practiced that before, it can end up being a problem with the way that it loads into the magazine. So having an enclosed design is a good option to make sure that nothing bothers or interferes with the bullets. Another part of their design is the clip that they use in the back that actually secures to your pants. So when I first got it, and being the person that I am, I didn't read the instructions because I wanted to see if it was just as intuitive as it could be with regard to the way it was designed. And there was more features involved in it than I was aware of, which meant it was my fault of why this error happened. The way this is designed is that it's not designed that you just clip this onto your pants. The way it's designed is that you lift this up, so you lift this tab up of where the actual clip is, you put it into your pants, and then you close it. The reason why it's like that is that once it's there are these tabs that are behind the clip that really cinch your pants closed when it comes to the clip that's holding the magazine carrier in place. So I locked it and I was struggling to put it on, and I was like, oh, that's kind of annoying, but there's actually a design purpose behind it that it makes it much more difficult for this to accidentally come out of your pocket. Also, unlike this is ever going to happen, but if someone were to try to grab your magazine carrier, it's very, very tough to be able to remove this unless you first unlock it and then remove it. So that was a design feature that they put together that's actually very smart in regards to making sure that it's very secure towards your body. Now, I'm going to roll in some footage over here. The way that I recommend you carrying it based on the practice that I've done with this carrier is that I've left a little bit of space behind the clip and in front of the clip, so you get kind of a 2-finger grip when you're drawing from the magazine. When I had it close to the end of my pant, which is usually the way that I'll carry like a knife or a multi-tool, something along those lines, you're not able to get the same grip around the magazine as I did with a usual knife or multi-tool. So from my very minimal amount of experience using this, I left a little bit of space in the back so my thumb and index finger could grab the magazine, and that usually leaves for a pretty comfortable draw when it comes to the magazine carrier. Now, who is this used for? Obviously, this is going to be positive for people who are wanting to be a little bit more low profile. So if you're someone who works like in construction or something along those lines and you have a gun on you, having a knife on you or having a flashlight on you is not going to be something that's out of the norm. So having this that looks like a knife or a flashlight could be a good option to have your spare magazine. Also, if you're someone who carries a suit and you carry a smaller framed firearm and you want to make sure that it's going to be as low profile as possible, this is going to be covered by the suit jacket. So again, it won't be seen, and it's a good way to be able to have a spare magazine on you without bringing too much attention to yourself. So this is a good option for people who are just trying to be a little bit more low profile and not have the gun and magazine attachments together, or you could have that and have an additional magazine that would be available to you if need be. Now, the universal option is actually also very unique because I'm going to do zoom ins on this. There's a lot of different points of adjustability to make sure that it's going to be able to fit the kind of magazine that you have. So there are these 2 side screws and the bottom screw that can adjust the thickness of the magazine that you're going to choose. So if you're going to have a single stack magazine, then this is going to be the option you probably want to go with. As well as also in the back, there are screws that you can adjust the height associated with what magazine height you want for the gun. So this is another option that if you have a double stack magazine, you could use this, and then you could also have much more flexibility to adjust the height of the magazine based on the way you want to carry it. So if you want a kind of like good option that works with everything you might have, this might be the route you want to go. If you want a more dedicated option, then one of these would be good for you because they are designated double stack sized magazines, and they have kind of like a very decent amount of retention that you could get a very quick draw out of it, but not something that it would immediately fall out of your pants if that were to be the case. So these are just a couple of options from extracarry.com that you might want to take a look at. There are a lot of different options on the market, but these obviously have specific design features that are unique to them, which I thought was very interesting. Specifically, the clip in the back being cinched close to your pants and very, very secure. I haven't had any issues with these coming anywhere near loose when I was doing training with them. So if you're looking for something that's very secure and very strong, then this might be something you might want to take a look at. This is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com. Thank you for watching.